Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the podcast For the Love of Drama. So, having exhausted the subject of use of the ensemble and covered the ensemble and opening numbers, finale, Act 1 numbers and finale numbers, and so on and so forth, I think it's time to go on to a different topic. So today I would like to talk about, start talking about theatres and probably cover a few theatres around the world over the next few weeks. It's quite an interesting subject, so I hope you will enjoy it. So the first one I'm going to talk about is a really old, famous theatre in London, and it is the Theatre Royal, Drury Lane. So, the Theatre Royal is a West End theatre, a Grade 1 listed building in Covent Garden, London. It is the oldest theatre in London. The present building opened in 1812, the most recent of 4 theatres that have stood at the location since 1663. Initially known as Theatre Royal in Bridges Street, the theatre's owners hired prominent actors who performed at the theatre on a regular basis, including Nell Gwynn, who was a long-time mistress of King Charles II, and Charles Hart, known for his roles in various plays during the late 17th century. In 1672, the theatre caught fire. A larger theatre was built on the same plot, opened in 1674, and renamed the Theatre Royal in Drury Lane. And in 1791, the building was demolished to make way for a bigger theatre, which opened in 1794, but unfortunately burnt down 15 years later in 1809. Which brings us to the building that stands today, opened in 1812. It has been the residency of such well-known actors such as Edmund Kean, a British Shakespearean actor, Dan Leno, a leading music hall comedian and music hall theatre actor, and the musical composer and performer Ivor Novello. From the Second World War, the theatre has hosted long runs of musicals, including Oklahoma, My Fair Lady, 42nd Street, and Miss Saigon, the theatre's longest-running musical. 4,264 performances from September 1989 to October 1999. The theatre is owned by the composer Andrew Lloyd Webber since the year 2000 and can seat an audience of over 2,000 people. The Theatre Royal has been called one of the world's most haunted theatres. There are a handful of ghosts. The most famous is the man in grey, who appears dressed as a nobleman of the late 18th century, and the ghosts of actor Charles Macklin and clown Joseph Grimaldi are also supposed to haunt the theatre. Grimaldi is reported to be a helpful ghost, known to have guided nervous actors skillfully around the stage on more than one occasion. Over the last few years, the musicals Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, 42nd Street, Disney's Frozen, and The Tempest have been hosted by the Theatre Royal, with the most recent being Disney's Hercules, which started running in June last year and is still running currently. These productions highlight the theatre's ongoing commitment to musical theatre. And that brings us to the end of this video. Thank you all for listening, and I will be back again next Monday, where I will be talking about another famous theatre. So have a lovely week, and I will see you all again very, very soon. Bye bye.